All right, all right, all right. Hey, listen, guys. My name is Takoya Carlton, and of course, I've been tasked to host this incredible event. Listen, I don't know if y'all can see this, right? You see this smile right now. My cheeks are hurting right now. But again, I'm super excited to be here. I'm super excited to actually see all these lovely faces. Some have pictures. Some guys went live. And of course, we, applaud the folks who are brave enough to go live, right? And show that beautiful face, those beautiful smiles. That's what I'm talking about right there. So again, guys, listen, I want to really just start it off just like this, because this is a monumental event that I'm super excited about. And the reason why is I have an opportunity to really speak to you before the man, the myth, and the legend comes on. And of course, the reason why I'm so excited, because not only is he a friend of mine, he's a best friend of mine. And then of course, he's my mentor. And here's the thing, I've always loved this gentleman because first of all, he's always been available for me, even when we weren't doing business together. Even when, again, I thought I knew everything, right? But he was also humble enough to say, hey, listen, Takoya, here's what you need to do. And I always appreciate him about that. And of course, even when I had my down times, right? When I was going through some health crisis and health situations, this gentleman was at my side, right? He would make phone calls, right? He would actually hit me up while I was in the hospital on video chat. And that was just amazing to me. I got excited about that because again, he put a smile on my face to get me through that situation. And so we thank him every single day. But here's what I want you to do right now. First of all, everyone who is listening right now, I want you to grab a pen and paper or whatever you use, whatever device that you use, pen, pencil, whatever it is that you use. I need you to grab it because I want you to take copious notes here this evening, right? This morning, this afternoon. I don't know what part of the world you're in, but again, grab something to write with and write on or type on, right? Because I don't want you to miss one single nugget. If I know anything about this gentleman, he's going to bring the heat. He's going to tell you exactly what you've been missing. Have you ever, tried to go start a business and it just seems like you can never get to that aha moment, or you can never get to that finish line, right? There's 4 combinations to the lock, and it seemed like you would only get the 1 combination or the 2 combination. You could just never get the 3 or the 4. And you'd say, why is everyone else obtaining success in the very company that I'm in? We have the same compensation plan. We have the same information. We have the same videos. What's different? What's holding me back? And so I want you to understand tonight, you're going to get that missing link. You're going to figure out what's stopping you from whether it's a business that you're looking to do or whether it's a personal situation that you're going through. You're going to figure out tonight what it is to get to that next combination, that 4th and 5th number that you need to unlock that lock. And so, guys, I hope you're ready. And listen, I don't know. Can y'all tell my cheeks are getting like red right now, right? But again, it's because of this gentleman. He's done so much for me and so many countless people. So let me go ahead and introduce this gentleman because I think it's very crucial that you understand who you're going to be hearing from and learning from tonight. And again, this is not a sales pitch or anything like that. This gentleman is simply coming to give you information, right? I mean, free information. So here's the thing. His name is Ali Mehdaoui. He is a world-renowned speaker. He's an author. He's an entrepreneur. He's a philanthropist, right? He loves helping the masses. He was born and raised in Morocco. He came to the U.S. At the age of 19. He learned 5 languages. In fact, when he first came to the United States, he says, me speaking no English, right? He developed companies, guys, in 6 continents, created more than $2 billion in sales, 5 international organizations, wrote 2 best-selling books, and now writing his 3rd book, which I think is going to be his very best book out the gate. I'm telling you guys, be prepared for the 3rd edition. He's 6 Sigma trained. He has trained over 55,000 people worldwide. He started to grow and scale. He teaches those folks how to grow, scale their businesses. And in fact, he's an amazing husband, incredible dad. And now let me introduce you to your strategic partner, Mr. Ali Mehdaoui.
Thank you so much. And ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you giving me the opportunity. Takoya, you are a kind, a gentleman and a scholar. And it means the world that I get to share this platform with you. One of many, many, many platforms. And Tokoyo has not said anything about himself because, it's called humility. This gentleman, believe it or not, has sparked who you see today. Back in 2012, I believe it was early 2012. It was my very first time in a concept called network marketing, and I was just flopping really, really bad. And this was this guy who was in Texas at the time, and he was just full of energy. So I just reached out and I said, could you do me a solid? I just need you to get on a conference call and just kind of share with my 13 guys, something exciting. And when I say that call got him not only so excited, it got him not only to come to a convention a couple of months after, and we ended up having about 50 plus individuals, which developed into 2,000 individuals a couple of months later, which ended up developing to tens of thousands of individuals, which overall ended up being within a 3-year mark, a $400 million production. And I had 68% of that production within my organization. So forever will I be ever grateful for you, sir, Tokoyo Carlton. And ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving me the opportunity to spend a little bit of time with you in here. And let me just start by saying tonight is going to be very impactful for some of you. I insist on the word some of you because sometimes it is the time, sometimes it is the timing, sometimes it is the right timing, sometimes you have the time, but the timing isn't right in your life. Now, while there was a lot of timing in there, what I want you to understand, anything that I'm going to be sharing with you right now is 100% practical. I've done it for myself. I've created a lifestyle for myself, and I'm not the one who talks about cars or brags about things of that nature, but I'm talking about pure, blissful happiness. Looks like somebody's unmuted in here. Tokoyo, you got my back with, hey, I got it. There you go. Awesome. Thank you. And if anybody wants to be promoted to panelist, just raise your hand up and Mr. Carlton will help us out promoting you to panelist. Matter of fact, I got to make a couple of friends of mine in here co-hosts because I know you'll keep an eye on that for me. So I appreciate you. Thank you. So major kudos to each and every one of you who are in here, especially some of you who are overseas. We have some UK friends. Nathan Salmon, say what's up. He is all the way from the UK, which is just about 1 o'clock in the morning right now. So and many from different parts of the world. So I appreciate you. So let's get right into it tonight. One of the things that I was afraid of, to be completely transparent, all these years on my own journey in business, since I got involved in 2019, attempted business in 2019, I kind of got introduced to this concept of creating and designing a lifestyle of your own. And then I was blessed enough to be trained and educated by the late Bob Proctor directly in a few select group of individuals. I shared stages with some amazing people across the world, Deepak Chopra's of the world, and Tony Robbins, and he was always inspiring to me. But I never thought of myself to be good enough or having enough within me that I can share that information with the world. I was always the mindset of, who am I to think that I can teach somebody how to create true transformation? And what ended up happening is, over the last couple of months, specifically since December of 2021, there was some crazy changes that I didn't foresee happening in my personal business life. And although I'm always prepared, as many of you know who know me, I live on 20% of my income. I always do, because I want to leave a lot for the contributions that I do in the world. And of course, for, as they call it, a rainy day or an investment opportunity that may come. So because of that, I didn't see certain things happening from some people that I built a really brotherly relationship with. And you can say a $25,000 to $50,000 a month income just went, whoop, stopped. And I'm like, come on, my wife and I are getting ready to buy $1 million home, and we're making all these plans, and we're expanding all around the world. How do you cut my resources just like that, right? And what I didn't understand is I always knew what to do in a subconscious matter. I just never identified it. And finding myself right back where I needed to be, I started asking this question: what is it that I cannot understand that I'm really good at? And I finally figured it out. I finally, over the last 3 to 4 months, took the time to really evaluate my life, my choices, my decisions. And it's so good that I can predict what's going to happen every single day, that I can identify what I've done wrong today and that impacted my outcome or income. and I'm going to pass that information on to you today. So I do have a couple of slides to keep me on track. Every now and then I'm going to be sharing them with you. So, hopefully it doesn't derail you, because I know my pretty face could be distracting. So we're going to use slides on and off to make sure we have a conversation. So let's go right into the paradigm change. And I just want to start by saying, welcome to the workshop. See, this is a workshop, and you may be wondering, why is he calling it a workshop? So think about the concept of a workshop is where you go to create something. And before you want to create something, you imagine it, you think about it, whether it's a kitchen for food, right? You think about, what am I in the mood for? And then you open the closets and the cabinets and the fridge, and you pick specific ingredients out of all the things that you have to create that meal, that item that you want to make. Or think about somebody that, is good with crafts and arts and things of that nature. They think about it and then they go create it. Well, I'm going to show you exactly. And by the way, I promise you, I don't do the motivational speeches. What you need to do. Looks like. I'm going to show you exactly. By the way, I promise you. I love you guys. Whomever keeps on. Somebody unmuted. I love you guys. Whomever keeps on. Let's see. Okay.
Hey, go ahead, sir. I don't see anyone unmuted.
We good? Okay. Thank you. There we go. So let's talk about the workshop. And we're ready. So first things first, let me give you the curriculum for today. Number one, we're going to understand what is paradigm. A lot of time we hear paradigm. What is it really? Because it sounds like gluten-free. We all like to say it, but we don't really know what it really means, right? Understanding how coincidences are created, because this right here, once you get it, you're going to love the life itself and how coincidences are created. Understanding how manifesting works, understanding why we are even here as a human species, understanding how to create paradigm change. Now, these are the 4 elements that we're going to focus on, and I'm going to give you the best version of me, but obviously it can expand to days worth of training. So please, please, please take notes, write down any questions or anything that applies to you, because I'm going to leave the last 30 minutes of this session to an open Q&A workshop so we can work on you and create some real-time breakthroughs. Here's the very first question that I have for you right now. What do you want? Seriously. Like, what do you really, really, really want right now? If you were to think about life in general, think about yourself. Okay, what do you want out of life? What do you want this hour? Some of you may say pizza. Some of you may say a great, fun, intimate night with my spouse. Some of you may say, I just want to have a good week, or I want to have a good trading event, or whatever it may be. I need you to write down right now, whether it's short-term or long-term, what do you really, really want? Because at the end of this session, you're going to know exactly how to design that thing that you really, really want. So let me start by going over what is a paradigm. Anybody heard this term paradigm before? Let me know in the comments, please, if you don't mind, the term paradigm, because here is what I used to do, like the majority of the people. I remember in 2012, I think, the first time I watched the documentary The Secret, and I heard the law of attraction and paradigm, and I was like, oh my God, I'm a guru. I can train it. And everybody and their mother started talking about it because it was such a fascinating concept, until I realized the reason why I stopped talking about it, I had no idea what I was talking about. So a paradigm is simply a set of ideas or ideals that we internalize as patterns or habits. A set of ideas and ideals that we internalize as patterns or habits. So whatever ideas that you have every single day that you internalize as a daily habit, it creates your paradigm. Those habits are repeated consistently for a very, very long time, which become your belief system. Think about what you do: prayer time, food, the kind of food you eat, working out, not working out, your political views, your lack thereof, your religious views, lack thereof. Those are repeated habits because you are so strongly in belief of them, right? That belief system creates your identity. You hear people saying, I'm a Republican, I'm a Democrat, I'm a spiritual person, I'm a religious person, I'm an atheist, I'm a this, I'm a that. That belief system creates the identity of the individual himself or herself. Now, here's the interesting fact. Most people, most of us, we've received it from other individuals or other groups of people: parents, society, church, mosque, synagogue, whatever it may be, school. It is just simply internalized through whom we are based on the environment that we live in. Because here's what I do know about you as much as what I know about me. I can guarantee you, if you were born in a different side of the world, you will be speaking that language of that side of the world and having the religion of that side of the world, because there are values that were embedded and passed on to you, just like genes are from a physical standpoint. So if a paradigm is a set of ideas and ideals, I'd like to break down a few things for you. So I took the liberty, and I'm going to share screen again, if you don't mind. And what I ended up doing, I said, let me find the actual definition of idea in the dictionary. So the word idea is a thought, and I highlighted thought for a reason, or a suggestion as to a possible course of action. Let me put it in an example for you. Think about yourself right now. You're like, man, I don't know where to host this event that I want to have my 15 to 20 people on. And guess what you do? What are we going to do? There's no place. And you think and you think and you think. And then guess what happens? I got an idea. It just pops out of nowhere. But it is a setup, real-time thoughts that are happening. Guess who created that? You did. Well, there's this little secret there, but you did, right? Here's another piece that I was fascinated by. Let's look at thought. What does the dictionary say about thought? So thought is an idea or an opinion produced by thinking. So idea, thinking, thoughts, they're all intertwined. It's the same exact thing. So just like when you get excited every single day and say, man, I got a great idea, that's just a thought process that you created in real time. Therefore, who creates the thoughts? If I tell you right now, think about the best thing that you saw all day today. Just like that, your mind is going and searching in the files that are in your head. If I tell you right now, think about what $100 million would look like, you're automatically imagining a room full of green cash or blue cash or brown cash, wherever you are from around the world. Think about the best yacht that you could be in. Close your eyes and imagine that. It is a thought that you intentionally create. That's how ideas are created. So who's in control of your paradigm? You are, not some crazy close your eyes, it's a miracle law of attraction pill. No, you are. You just have to start fixing your thoughts. And I'm going to work with you on how you do that. Now, the interesting thing in there is I saw or occurring suddenly. I'm like, occurring. Well, what is an occurrence? Let's talk about that as well. An occurrence is an incident or an event. That's all it is. It's an incident or an event. Now, you notice in there, as soon as I saw incident, I'm like, incident. I hear that all the time, an incident. I was like, what's a coincidence? Because that was another fascinating thing to me. So I was like, we got to understand how these coincidences are created. So again, if a paradigm is a set of ideas or ideals that we internalize and we turn them into our own belief systems, just like everyday habit, just like brushing your teeth, just like taking a shower, just like the things that you do every single day, how do coincidences happen? And funny thing, not even 20 minutes ago, a fascinating coincidence happened, and I might share it, I might not, depending on, if I get the green light from my realtor who's on with us on the Zoom right now, if I get that message from him. Anyways, so a coincidence, by definition, by the way, see how it's broken down to co and incidence? Let's talk about it. It is a remarkable concurrence of events, same thing as occurrence, of events or circumstances without an apparent casual connection. How many of you have had any coincidences happen recently? Like, man, what a coincidence. I was just thinking about Ali. Here's the thing. Let's talk about the word coincidence. See, the word co, that portion of the word, means an assistance from a person or a tool that is helping with something or someone, like a co-pilot. That is an assistance from a person or a tool that is helping with something or someone. Interesting. Incident is an occurrence that has happened in the past, is happening now, or will happen in the future. An occurrence is not determined by any time. It is just an event. An event might have happened, that is happening right now, or will happen in the future. This is the fascinating part that is starting to captivate my attention. So let's go about a couple of examples of some coincidences. See, the four most common chemically active elements in the universe are hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. You didn't know you were going to do some science, did you? Now, here's the interesting thing. You know what the four most common chemically active elements in the human body? Hydrogen, oxygen, carbon, and nitrogen. Is not a coincidence. Yes, it is. Let's give you another one. The human body contains 65% to 70% in water form. The earth that we live in contains 65% to 70% in water form. Is this a coincidence? Yes, it is. How about another one? You were just talking about someone with a friend. Does that happen a lot? The friend appears or calls you soon after. And then you say, oh my God, I was just talking about you. Hopefully we're talking good about them. Is this a coincidence? You better believe it is a coincidence. Now, the fascinating part, and this is why I love this education that we're getting right now. The word coincidence is not only so fascinating to me as much as it is to you right now. Here's the question. Who is the co-creator? Have we ever thought about that? Like, who's that who's assistant, right? Is it you or is it someone else? Because here's what I do know. Those examples that I gave you and I said, is it a coincidence? Let's go back to paradigm. That person that has the belief system of it is God's creation that made it perfect in every single way. You're right. Then there's someone else who believes it's just a big bang. There is no higher divine power that has created it. Two rocks hit, and just like that, voila, we were created exactly the same way the earth and the universe was created. Fine. If that's your belief system, that is your belief system. Just own it, though. You created that thought process, that idea, the ideal that you are internalizing it, and you call it a coincidence. Let's break down the coincidence. See, the creator of the coincidence is the divine, the universe. To me, God. You call it whatever you are comfortable with because it is your paradigm. It is your time-space reality that you're creating. It is what you accept as your truth. So if the creator is the divine, the universe, or God, who's the co-creator? You. You are. See, the incidence of the coincident is whatever you wanted all along. It might have been something from the past, 10 years ago, 5 years ago, last night. It may be something from right now that you're thinking. It may be something that is yet to happen in the future. So the question everybody asks every time I tell them about this, then why am I not getting what I really want? Because all I want is good things. I keep manifesting greatness, Ali. I keep saying, I want to become a $10,000 a month earner. I want to become a millionaire. I want to have a yacht. I want to have the perfect relationship. Why do I not get what I want? Let me break it down to you. See, the creator and the co-creator are not in alignment. Let me give it to you in a specific example. See, let's just say you've babysat, or hopefully, if you have a child, you will recognize this example. I have 2 children with the beautiful, beautiful wife that you guys know already. So if your child or that child you're babysitting keeps saying, I want the toy now. I want the toy now. Give me the toy. And you say, no, you got to have your lunch first. Then you got to brush your teeth. Then you got to take a nap. And when you wake up from your nap, I'll give you that toy, but you got to do that. No, but I want the toy right now. Why aren't you giving me the toy? And you say, listen, you have those few toys in next to you right now. I don't want to open that box again and break down more toys because you have not eaten your food yet. You got to take care of yourself. You got to eat, nurture your body, take care of you. Then we can play. And the child keeps on like, no, temper tantrum and crying. Are you a bad person? You're a good person, right? See, what's happening is the person, you, that wants to give that toy and the child that wants to receive the toy, you both want the same thing. The challenge is you're not in alignment. You identify as there's something good for you in here. It's called eating first, taking a nap so you nurture your body so you can be healthy. Then I'll give you that toy. Many of us say, God, why aren't you giving me my car, my dream car? Why aren't you giving me the good relationship? Why aren't you making me successful? Because you're not in alignment with the creator. What's happening is that the timing is off. You need a set of fundamentals, just very basic things that as human beings need to have in order to align yourself with that divine power or the universe or God. By doing that, now you have alignment. There you gotta get what you actually wanted. See, the creation is a partnership of the seen and the unseen. Now, you may be saying, well, what are you talking about? What do you mean the unseen? I'll break it down to you in a little bit. Creation is a 50-50 relationship that will always give. It will always say yes. It will always provide. It will always create and co-create what you want. So I'll give you an example. Let's say I personally will say, and by the way, faith is not enough. Faith is a fundamental that you are required to have, whether you believe in God or anything. Hope is faith. Manifesting and praying is faith. You got to have faith in something greater than you, more purposeful than you. Just as human beings, we earn for that. It makes us much better people, but it's not enough. Let me explain to you. I have faith that at the end of this month, I'm going to go to Miami for an event. And I have faith that I'm going to arrive there very healthy. The plane is going to arrive there very, very safe. But guess what? My faith is good, but unless I buy the ticket, plan my schedule in the proper way, make sure that my family's taken care of before I leave, get myself an Uber, get into the airport early, make sure that I check in my bag, walk in, and then I arrive in the plane, buckle up. I did my part. See, now there's another co-creator in this equation. That's the pilot. The pilot and the co-pilot have to do their checklist and make sure everything is safe and according to plan. Then there is the crew that works outside the plane, making sure that there is the fuel in the plane, making sure that the tires have enough air, making sure that the luggage is not as heavy as it needs to be for the plane. All those things that are relevant because we all want what? For the plane to arrive safely. But here's the thing. What happens if any of us made something off, a wrong move, a shortcut? We didn't do our part. There may be some danger in that flight, right? See, in life, in business, in relationship, you may be doing your part in that moment for that event that you want, but you may have another co-creator next to you. Sometimes it's a spouse. Sometimes it's a business partner. Sometimes it's the wrong friend. Sometimes it's a teacher. Sometimes it's somebody else that is now also a co-creator in that event. This is not no miracle magic pill. This is real human elements. If I say I want to eat that food and you say, but I want to eat somewhere else, we are now pulling away from each other and the experience is automatically bad. So we all play a part in the end destination, but you have to play your part. And once the alignment is accurate, this is why, by the way, folks, I limit my time with many people. If you've ever traveled with me or hang out with me or were in a convention, I usually leave while everybody goes out and parties. By 9 o'clock, I'm going to my room because I know a little bit of drinks, a little bit of comfort. Everybody now is trying to mess with everybody. Everybody's talking negativity and all that stuff. And I protect my bubble. I'll explain that in a little bit. So that way I don't allow any wrong co-creators in my elements so they don't pull me down in a place that I don't want to be, that I know I don't belong in. And the question everybody asks, but Ali, I didn't want the bad stuff that has happened to me. I didn't want the opportunity to go wrong. I didn't want my relationship to go wrong. I wanted it to work out. I spent $50,000 on my wedding because I was in the right mindset. I wanted to make it work all the way till the end. So what happened? See, the thing is, you don't understand how manifestation works. See, manifesting is an autoresponder, and the answer is always yes. Now, you've heard that before. That's not a surprise, right? But there are divine forces which help you guide your manifestation process that you cannot control. I'll give you an example. The very first house that my wife and I have been looking at, we're home shopping right now. And I mean, it was immaculate. It was like a dream home. Everything you could imagine, from the movie theater, the beautiful pool, the property, everything was like, yeah, this is my house. And I was so excited about it that, I was forcing it. I would call our realtor. Hey, man, tell me the good news. I know we're going to do it. I know we're going to happen. I need this house, man. I need it. This is the house. It was a forcing element, almost annoying to one point where I had to catch myself. I'm like, I got to chill a little bit. I'm like pushing him too much. He's going to be like, dude, chill. Like this is the first home we looked at, right? So you cannot force that. I'll give it to you in a different example. In my line of business, my mindset has to be so clear to be able to deliver and do what I do with you every single day. And at times, I have a beautiful wife that is around me that might not be in the same level of positivity and always on level 12 as I am. And I may be saying to her, babe, come on, be positive. We got this. Well, all she wanted is, I understand, and shut up, Ali. So what I'm trying to do is to force a process to make my wife happy. What all my wife will be happy with is for me to shut up and say, I understand. So you cannot push manifestation into creation. By the way, the word I need is the worst thing you can do when you're trying to manifest things. If you're writing in your gratitude book or anything, and you write anything that says need, by default, you are professing lack. You are emphasizing that I lack money. Man, I just need another $5,000. That means I don't have $5,000. So guess what? The creation goes into work, and the same thing happens again and again and again. And by the way, you got to listen to your inner voice, or as some people call it, your soul. See, there are two beings within one. There is the physical, this is the hardware, and then there is the spiritual, or the unseen, or the non-physical, however you want to refer to it. I'd like to call it your inner being. See, that inner being is an emotional creature. It responds only in emotions. It speaks only in emotions. So manifesting greatness is a balance, not a forced system, where the inner being and the physical being has to be in alignment. And I'll tell you what I mean by alignments. See, the goal is pure happiness, which come in many forms for different people. Happiness to you, maybe I just want to make $60,000 a year, watch my shows at nighttime and go to sleep early and go back to the job that I love. If that's your happiness, man, God bless, focus on that. For others, they want the private jet and the $1 million homes and the $100,000 watches. Awesome. As long as it is pure blissful happiness. The problem is many people, unfortunately, the wrong paradigm, the wrong frequency, the wrong channel that they're tuning in, they live by other people's standards, right? My neighbor has a beautiful home. Therefore, if I don't have a beautiful home, I'm less of a man than he is. My neighbor has the Ferrari. Therefore, I got to have a Ferrari. Otherwise, I'm not good. My upline, for those of you who are network marketing, my upline has 6 cars and they're all, 6-figure cars. And I have a small Toyota. I must be a failure and a loser. See, that feeling, your inner being, is an emotional creature. So that feeling itself is bringing the software down. There's a virus from within. And when your inner being is emotionally on the wrong frequency, by default, guess what happens, folks? Your physical body just shuts down. You ever had a bad day? How does it feel? You don't want to talk to anybody. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to make any phone calls. You don't want to have any income producing activity. You just don't want to do anything. You just shut down on the world. And you may force it, right? Like you may fake it. You may go to stories and say, what's up, everybody? Life is amazing. I am so happy and grateful that everything is great. Yeah, you were saying it in an audible fashion, but internally, you already know that your inner being is sad. And at the end of the day, that is what needs to align with the creator, not the hardware. The hardware is just short term. The hardware is leased. The hardware, we got it on our birth date and we're going to give it back on our death certificate. It is the software that lives forever. And if you understand that, you fuel your mind with abundance. If you knew that whatever you think about will come into fruition, what would you think about? If you knew that there's no limitations on anything, anywhere, anyhow, would you have a better morning knowing that my time is coming? I'm in this non-physical line and I got to wait for my turn. And I just have to keep doing my part. The world refers to this, or manifesting, as the law of attraction. See, a law is an absolute, irrefutable process which will exist and operate with or without your consent. Just like a traffic light. It's going to turn red. You're going to stop. You don't stop, there will be some consequences. Either you're getting a ticket or, God forbid, you get hurt or hurt somebody. A law is irrefutable process. It is absolute. You can fight it. You can say, I don't believe in the law of attraction. Guess what you did? You just manifested that negative side of life. This is all bogus. Great. You're manifesting more bogus stuff. Oh, man, this is too good to be true. You're right. You're not going to get anything good at all because it's too good for you. You are literally, I love it when people say, I don't believe in affirmations. That's what you just did. That's an affirmation. You are proclaiming something and acting on it. That's what an affirmation is. I am great. You convince your mind releases the right chemicals going into your body. So a law is absolute and irrefutable. Now, here's what you got to understand. The law of attraction is a sub-law, not the main law. The main law is a law of vibration. Here's an interesting fact for you. Henry and Esther Hicks, they are the original teachers. They wrote the books of collection of Abraham, the teaching of Abraham, many books, like over 20 books in the last 20 years. And the interesting thing about, they were invited to the movie, the documentary, The Secret, the phenomenon, and it was filmed in Australia. Now, here's the interesting thing. In the movie, The Secret, the word vibration was removed from every part that they stated the word law of vibration. So the real secret is the fact that the secret was kept a secret. Here's another interesting fact. In the late 60s, this book called Think and Grow Rich became a phenomenon, global hit, right? And then in the actual unabridged version, you will find that the word law of vibrations have been removed 37 times from the book, intentionally removed. And it may make you wonder why. And here's what the justification was. The law of vibration may scare people off because you're crossing in some really crazy, intense conversations. See, everything we are is vibration. We are mass. This body is mass put together and filled with vibration. Your ears, your senses, your ears are drums that are vibrating. That's what you're hearing, what you're hearing from me right now. Your sense of touch, that skin or whatever it is, your skin is vibrating in real time. That's how it gets the sense of touch. Your tongue, your sense of taste. See, that's vibration. And depending on how spicy or how sweet, the vibration is different. Your sense of smell, you have certain sensors inside your smell that are vibrating. So there's a sixth sense. And again, we've heard that term before, but it has never been taught. That sixth sense is the law of vibration, is your gut feeling. You know what's up. Your inner voice is in the know. It already knows. And there are 4 elements. And by the way, what we're about to go into right now, this is the part that I figured out. There are 4 elements which need to be in alignment, in pure alignment, to get all that you desire in life. If you figure out these 4 things that I'm about to share with you right now, I can give you my word. You will be able to create anything and everything that you want. Okay. Now, before I do, there's one side fact for you. That inner voice is an emotional being. It only communicates in emotions. That's the part of you that feels happy or feels sad. Now, you may call emotions different things: angry, sad, joyful, frustrated, anxious. Those are descriptions of different emotions. But there are 2 known emotions that sum it all up, that you can categorize whatever feelings that you have. There's good feelings, bad feelings. That's all there is. If you feel good or if you feel bad, it's easy to identify, right? Those are called cybernetics. Cybernetics is, in World War II, there were 2 scientists that identified this concept of cybernetics. That's your thermostat. So cybernetics is a way of identifying this is the highest high and this is the lowest low. And whenever your thermostat hits a certain level, it turns something on, it triggers something on. So if you utilize good feelings and bad feelings as your cybernetics, where you can like, oh, good feelings, I'm manifesting greatness. Bad feelings, I'm going to the wrong path. And it's easy for you and I to identify good or bad feelings. Are you with me or are you with me? So far, so good? Okay, now I know what you really, really want. Let's get into these 4 elements, and now I'm going to share my screen so you have the opportunity to actually take a screenshot of them if you want to. You ready? Here we go. The 4 operating elements of the law of attraction. This is where the late Bob Proctor, bless his soul, changed my life. So understanding how manifesting work is within these 4 things. The first thing is the asking. The asking must be specific, it must be repetitive, and it must be honest. Now, here's the fun fact. You can sit there all day long and say, I manifest greatness and I am great. And you say all affirmations you want. If it isn't pure in your mind and in your heart, it does not work. Because remember, the physical is hardware. The inner voice is software. That's what needs to be in alignment with the creator, with the divine, with the universe. So by default, the moment you say, oh yeah, Ali, I'm happy. But inside, man, I don't really have money to go to this convention Ali's telling me. But yeah, man, we got it. I believe we're going to make it. Dude, like I haven't even made any commission money for a while. Like, and he's asking me to show up for another webinar. Those thoughts, remember paradigm, are participating in the asking process. So before you start thinking that I'm going woo-woo on you, let me explain some more. See, the asking itself truly, genuinely puts a direct impact on your body, on your health, on your physique, on your motion, emotion, energy in motion. So let me explain how that works. So we just God willing, almost done with this pandemic craziness. And I don't discount that it was serious. It was real. Many of my family members, I lost 3 grandparents, unfortunately, or they're in a better place, to be honest with you, than we all are. But that's my view, not everybody's necessarily. But here's the thing. Remember when the news media, every 5 minutes, breaking news, the pandemic has expanded, breaking news, the pandemic is this, breaking news, the CDC says that the pandemic is expecting to kill 1 out of 5 people, breaking news, elderly are expected to die 5 times faster, breaking news. Guess what happens? That inner being is hearing all of that, and then you're moving on the negative side of feelings, the sad side of feelings, the bad feelings, the bad emotions. By that happening, by default, you release a specific hormone from your chemicals, from the brain chemicals. And that hormone is called stress. Stress attacks your proteins and you become proteins deficient. When you are proteins deficient, guess what? Your immune system is so weak. Coronavirus says, come to Papa. I got something for you. Boom. Process right on you. And you wonder why people who are literally healthy, good, and they're like, man, I got this thing. Yeah, because you were watching the news and you adopted that idea within your belief system that became your identity. And you started saying, I think I got it. I think I got it. And your universe says, your wish is my command. It is time for you to take control. It's simple. I'm not going to say it's easy, because sometimes you're going to go crazy at first. You're going to start to control your thoughts and you're going to go nuts. So don't do that. Just work on being happier. Good side of the feelings, not bad. And I'm going to show you exactly how I personally have done that. So the asking must be specific, must be repetitive, and you must be honest. I'll give you a movie scene. Maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. Aladdin, the latest version, Will Smith's Aladdin. Please do not let your mind go to the slap. Forget that. Aladdin, genie. So when Aladdin asked Genie for, can you make me a prince? What did he say? A lot of gray area in there. See, everything is in the details. You need to be specific. And he told him, be specific and I'll give you anything that you want. And then he started trying different things. It's like, what if we do this? What if we do this? It's like, no, I just want to be a prince and win her heart. He was repetitive. And he realized eventually that he was being honest. That's why the movie ended the way it did. But come back to me for a second. Stop dancing. So you may be telling yourself in a pure fashion, I'm so happy and grateful now that everything that I have is exactly what I need in the moment that I'm living in it right now. And you may be saying every single day, and I desire growth. I desire greatness. I desire abundance, right? In a repetitive fashion. And you may be genuinely honest about it. So the asking is so far so good. All right, you got it. So guess what the universe says? Guess what that divine higher power says? See, this is step 2. The responding. The responding is automatic and always says yes, not to the verbal, audible guy or gal that's talking, to the inner being. It automatically and always will say yes. So whatever you're feeling bad about, the universe is like, hey, give him some more of that. So while I was, hey, Jordan, man, that house is amazing, dude. I desired, I wanted so bad. I cannot wait till we move. And I'm talking to my wife, let's look at different furnitures and what color we're going to do and this and that. But before I go to bed, I'm like, man, what if we don't get it? And I just told Sebastian that we're going to enjoy that movie theater and the pool. What if we don't get it? Because I had those emotions. Guess what? While the universe, when I was excited and emotions were great, like, hey, fellas, $1 million home, let's go. Let's get to work. Before I went to bed, I'm like, what if I don't get it? The universe like, hey, hold on. I don't think he knows he's going to get it. So let's just hold on. We're not sure we're going to get this thing. So it is so automatic. It's almost scary. Now, here's the good news for you and I. There's a buffer in time. There is a buffer. Thank God. Could you imagine everything you thought would happen immediately? Oh my goodness, what kind of world we will be living in? It will be madness. So there is a buffer, but it will automatically happen. No matter what it is, it will happen sooner or later. I'll even give it to you more like this. You ever said, man, I knew that guy was a scam artist. Man, I knew that guy was a liar. But guess what? Your inner being was so focused on a bad guy that a bad guy ended up showing up in your life eventually. Man, I knew that company was going to fall apart. Your inner voice, along with so many co-creators within your team and within the world that we live in, were so focused on that eventually you brought that person. They were so far away from you, but you were so focused to looking at them. It's like somebody There are a lot of women that say, oh, man, cheat. You wonder why all you find is cheaters, because your radar is so focused on where's the cheater? Where's the cheater? Oh, there he is. While there may be 30 other people in the room who are great candidates, the mailman, the Uber driver, whatever, they may be good people, but you're like, no, I'm looking for the cheater. Or men, man, women that break your heart and just leave you. You wonder why you are in that place. You are so looking for the heartbreaker. And the universe says, yeah, wish is my command. Again, there is no magical pill in here. It's literally you who's putting a focus on a certain element. Therefore, you find it, because I believe that the eye chooses what it wants to see and the ear chooses what it wants to hear. That's a fact. Now let's go into the third one. This right here that I'm about to show you, even I struggle with it. This is like if we master this one, my goodness. The allowing. The allowing is the removal of contradictive thoughts and putting self in environment to bring forth the desired outcome. Let me give you an example right now of the allowing and how we can go wrong. Man, Nathan, bro, like I would love for you to help me out to become a superstar in business, but I just don't know if I want to spend that money, dude. Guess what? The universe said, hey, top earner, he's got one in front of him. He's going to help him. Whoa. Hold on. He just said, I don't want to spend money. Cancel that order. He's not going to do it. So you're doing it to yourself. Same exact thing when my wife and I literally left. This is like last week. We left this beautiful 3-acre home. We're like, oh my God, we're going to so get it. This is so great. It's amazing. And immediately my wife in the car says to me, but what if we can't change things right away? And what if the addition that we want to do is too expensive? And what if we can't do this right away? And I was like, yeah, you're right. And what if it doesn't appraise? And I fell into the trap. And again, hey, fellas, 3-acre $1 million home. Whoa, hold on. They don't think they can do it. Let's protect them. Don't give it to them. They don't think they can do it. So it is literally a ping pong game that is played in real time. And it happens emotionally, internally. So no matter what you're saying with your mouth, you can go do lives all day long and stories all day long. You ever see all those, Instagram people, including myself? We are so happy and excited. And everything is so great. But nothing good is actually happening for that person when you meet him in person. Well, that person internally is so broken that they're contradicting everything that they're saying in real time. No matter how good they may make it seem, internally, nothing but fear that is happening, nothing but negativity. And again, your wish is my command. The alignment is way off. You're not going to get what you want right away. So the allowing is so crucial in every way. Then there's the receiving. This, again, is controllable. It's just a matter of switching our paradigm mindset. So the receiving, once you are 100% with what you currently have and who you are, then you'll receive it. See, it comes in due time based on the logical time in your life, as we humans live in a specific time-space world where things require different timing to be created. Let's say right now I say, hey, let's create the Titanic 2.0. Now, while we may have the greatest faculties in the world and we may be able to do it and we may have money, it's going to take us time, because in this world that we live in, certain things take a certain amount of time, unless you have some crazy technology that, there it is. It doesn't work that way in this world that we live in. So you got to understand patience. When you ask for something, it will eventually come, unless you remove, you put in there a block within the allowing. So whatever you ask for, understand it'll automatically be given. But once you contradict it with another thought, the allowance says, take it away. Now, I'm going to show you some things that I do, but before I do the allowing, here's the best part, that you can create a focus allowing mechanism. Start creating segments for your day, meaning, when my wife and I, again, we're on the road and we're going to, I was supposed to drop her off in the doctor and then see some houses right after that. And, she's like, what do you think is going to happen today with the house? I'm like, no. We're not going to do that again. I'm like, here's the thing. What do we want to happen in the next 30 minutes? Like right now, from now to the next 30 minutes, what do we really want? She's like, get to the doctor and not like get into something bad. I'm like, great. All I care about is to focus on getting to the doctors in a most positive, pleasant, music playing way possible. Let's just do that. See, when you create that segment, that's a small win. All right, we got to the doctor's office. Everything's good. Hey, What's next? I just want to get good news that my blood work came back good and I'm healthy. Beautiful. That's all I want to focus on, nothing else. So you create these small thought processes, these small asks that you can handle and not disrupt the allowing itself. And by having these little small tiny wins every single 30 minutes to an hour, you start developing a new paradigm, and that new paradigm starts to grow and expand, because whatever it is on this world, on this universe, 100% expands. Whenever somebody says it's too expensive, I'm like, no, it's too expansive. It is actually expanding. You're just reading that word the wrong way. It is not expensive. Your mindset does not look for opportunities. That's why you think it's expensive. You're putting limitation. That's what you think is expensive. That now stops. That's a contradictive thought. There is no allowing. Therefore, you're not going to get whatever you wanted, no matter how bad you wanted it. So the allowing is a crucial piece. The receiving is a matter of gratitude. This is why it's right here. Before I go up, every single day, I write in my gratitude book. I'm so happy and grateful now. All the things that I'm grateful for. It's like journaling. I have one in the morning next to my bed, first thing I touch. And I have one before I go up. I am so happy and grateful, not because it's a cliche thing that everybody says. You have to, inner voice, have to feel it. I love where I'm at. I enjoy my life. I love my skin as is. This is why it's not spreading everywhere else. I love me. I love my family. When you get to pure blissful gratitude of who you are, what you have right now, the alignment says you can now have your toys, son, because you were nice enough to clean up your room and tell Papa, I'm so happy with my toys. I don't need any more. And then by default, you're like, give me your head. Let's go. You're such a good kid. I'm going to buy you some more toys. And that kid like, oh, seriously? Because that kid created a coincidence where the creator and the co-creator have now both manifested that event to happen in real time. Does that make sense? Beautiful. Let's keep going. Anybody having fun? Good. All right, good. So here's my question to you. What are the driving forces? Because I said you can't control it, but there are just some driving forces, right? I'm going to give you some, and I'll leave this up so if you want to take some screenshots. First things first, understand there is no good and there is no bad. There only is. There is no good. There is no bad. There only is. How many of you in here, in the comment, if you can entertain me, love fried frog legs? Anybody enjoys eating fried frog legs? Delicious when you see them. You just want to devour them. Anybody in here? I'm curious. Entertain me. Let me know. LOL, no. All right, Evangelina, I got you. Low, no. And then Lily Gray, I love them. Neola, nada. Never had them. Vanessa Jackson, so great to see you, sis. No, not particularly. No. So there was one person who thinks they are amazing. There are others. Look, Kirk, love him. So here's the example, real time. Thank you all for participating. Appreciate it. Some identify fried frog legs as horrible. LOL, no, never. Others, I love them. See, the frog legs, they just are. It is your paradigm and your mindset that identified and or decided what good or bad is. See, it is based on where you live, what religious system you operate on, what political system you operate on, what your parents have taught you that good and bad is. All of that is invested in you since you were a child and you accepted it. Now, I'm not saying it's good or bad. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm not the one to judge. You decide what good or bad is based on who you are, your identity, your paradigm. But I got something to tell you. You kind of have to identify that there's a little bit more. See, it is solely our perception from our preset paradigm that creates the good and bad. Though there are many emotions, energy in motion, we can clearly identify them as good feelings or bad feelings, like we talked about earlier. So any thought which makes you feel good is an indication that you are on the right frequency of manifesting greatness. Any thought which makes you feel bad is an indication that you are in the wrong frequency and will attract more of it, whatever it is that you don't want. Now, why is that relevant? And again, we're going to dissect a little bit more into that. And we're going to have an open Q&A in a little bit as well. So here's what I advise you to do. Here's what I've done for myself and what I was taught to do. First things first, start small and practice meditation. Start small and practice meditation. Meditation allows you to have the ultimate focus on your thoughts. You get clarity, silence, quiet, peace. And you start meditating, you start teaching your brain how to think again, what to focus on again. Understand that the bigger the ask, the more focused you need to be with those 4 elements. Remember the Titanic? You can't say, this is taking too long, let's quit. That's what most people unfortunately do. Manifesting requires practice. It is not magic. It is not a miracle work, like I mentioned. It's just law, and law is absolute. Understanding why we are here. Now, I'm going to share with you some of my perspective, my philosophy, what I've learned. Humans are the only species who have been given the most advanced faculties in the world. Think about it. We are the only species that have been given the most advanced faculties to create, do anything that we want. We are also the only creation that has free will. Every other creation is destined and preset to live a certain way and do certain things. We can choose to do whatever we want. It's good. Sometimes we wish, it wasn't the case, right? We are the only creation who has a non-physical calling or a connection to a higher power. Now, there are believers, there are atheists. You can argue however you want all day. Like, oh, no, there is no higher power. Here's what I can tell you. You care about your legacy. You care about how your family and people around you view you before you go to the next life. So we operate on purpose and we care about our legacy. As species, we have that built within us. So why are we here? Well, why have we been given these faculties and these options and these elements that I'm sharing with you right now? We are here to develop the next generation of good. I genuinely believe that. While again, the news is global warming is supposed to wipe the earth in 2048. And, like this economy is not going to make it back in the next 10 years. And, this and this and that, like, we are here to develop the next generation of good. We are here to educate and create the next life after us. That's our children's children. Our physical time on earth is limited. And therefore, we want it all right now and so passionately, because your inner being knows, bro, like I know when this thing, that relationship, I know when it started and I know when it's going to end. Let's go. Why are you procrastinating? Why are you sitting in here? Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. That's why you want it all right now. But you have to create that element. It's a partnership. You have to create good thoughts so your inner being calms down. Understand that there's abundance of life. Now, again, this is my view. I personally believe that we already have eternal life, because that inner being, that spirit, that soul, that whatever you want to call it, not physical, it's going to eventually move on to another life or another universe, another whatever it is that out there. Though this body stays, we are alive forever. We continue on. See, if you understand that, you're going to be so responsible and so happy and so grateful. Man, I got eternal life already. I mean, faith proclaims it. Every good book, whether, the Abrahamic religions, Judaism, Islam, or Christianity, they all say one thing in common: believe. Just believe. You're going to have eternal life. Just believe. Like there are different fundamentals here and there, but they all say one thing: just believe, have faith. Why don't you have faith in you, in yourself, in your potential? We were created in the image of God. And there's a major flaw in, unfortunately, the modern life that we are in. Unfortunately, including religious organizations, they switched that concept where many humans created God in their own image. It becomes egotistic, arrogant, cockiness, take advantage of people because I was created in the image of God. Well, they really are saying is, I see God in myself. And that's really, really, I mean, listen, to each his own, to each his belief. I'm not here to judge anybody, but we gotta kind of remember the creator, co-creator concept, right? Like again, the alignment is off when you have that cockiness. That's why you see so many people, even if they make it to the top of the mountain, a scandal brings them right back down because they forgot about where they are, who they are, what they're supposed to be doing, how to find blissful happiness, what is their purpose in this world. We all have different space and time reality, but we share a space where we have access to each other's faculties. Remember earlier I talked about I have a bubble. So imagine a big, huge bubble or small one, whatever you want to imagine. And inside that bubble, there are faculties, there are different elements, our intelligence, our studies, our emotions, our belief system, our flaws, our mistakes, our sins, our traumas, our future anxiety. It's all in here, right? And we try as beings every single day through personal development to clean a little bit and fix it and keep it nice and clean so we can move on and do better, right? But then eventually, right now, there are about 55 of us right now in the Zoom that are in each other's bubbles. And whatever I have in my bubble is shared into your own bubbles. And a little bit of what you have is shared into mine as well. So depending on what you have as far as baggage in your bubble, it may impact me a good or a bad way. Now, you know why relationships sometimes don't work out? Because the level of tolerance expires and the level of willingness expires from the relationship that the person's like, dude, I need my own bubble because you're keep on contaminating mine all the time. And sometimes that is a necessary thing for you to do in order to grow and move on. I believe that we are here to work together in a harmonious way, just like everything that is non-human does. You don't need to tell the seasons to change, the planet to operate or to turn, or the water, to move a certain way. It just harmoniously happens. I believe that we're supposed to identify each other's gifts and in a harmony work together to make things better. Now, that may sound like a little kumbaya to you, but it is your paradigm. It is your belief system. Whatever you say, the universe is going to say, yes, more of it. That's my belief system. That's why many people are like, dude, you're always happy. Yeah, I get a little weakness every now and then. I'm still a human being, right? My allowing needs recharging every now and then. But I know for a fact that I am the happiest human being you will ever have around you. I always operate with this process. Understanding how to create a paradigm change. Number one, educate yourself with curiosity and humility, no ego. You got to always educate yourself. The word educate, just so you know, is derived from a Latin root called educar, which is Latin. And what it means is to nurture and keep on growing, to nurture and keep on growing. So the moment you don't educate yourself, you no longer nurture and you stop the growth that you need to have. That's what we call it, personal growth or business growth. Education is everything. And education, I'm not talking about school. Like the traditional school, it's great. It's good for counting and writing and having the fundamentals. But I'm talking about school of hard knocks. You need to always educate yourself. You need to learn. You're doing it right now. Kudos to you for that. Understand that whatever you say, you are absolutely right. Changing your thoughts is going to create new ideas. Creating new ideas will become habits. Becoming habits will create a new belief system. And therefore, your identity starts to shift, to change in a positive, best version that you need to be. Have an accountability partner, because you will need one to keep you on the right track. Practice daily affirmations. Meditate. Find the good in everything and everyone. Whenever I find something that is not aligned with my core values or may bother me a little bit, or I feel like, man, it's taking me to the wrong side, I got to bring myself to the happy self. I say, I am so happy for who I am. Therefore, I will be happy for who they are, because I love me for who I am and I will love them for whatever they are. You do that, you just brought yourself and right back in the positive side of your emotions. You need to cleanse your world or your bubble from all that is not in harmony with your inner voice. I've done that. I haven't had cable TV for 5 going on 6 years right now. I fortunately I removed certain individuals, or I just limited my time with certain individuals that always are throwing stuff on my bubble. I'm like, I got to get busy and keep my bubble nice and shiny and clean. And my bubble elevated. They're still where they are. I am so happy for who I am. Therefore, I'm so happy for who they are, because I love me for what I am and I have to love them for who they are. Now, I got a question for you. Come back to you in here because we're about to wrap it up. See, first of all, I hope you are having the time of your life with me. And I'm so grateful that you're giving me the opportunity to collaborate and work with you, because I'm enjoying myself. If you can't tell, I love this. And this is the truly the very, very first time that I have ever opened about this teaching itself. And, I hope that you're receiving it with the love that it's intended to be provided in. Let me go right here. So here's a question. And we're going to go to Q&A right after. Do you desire a paradigm change? It's a simple question. Do you desire a paradigm change? If the answer is yes, we've put together 2 different options. The very first option is a DIY, do-it-yourself business and personal development academy. And the second one is an executive team access. The first one gives you influencer attraction media. It's a community of like-minded people that focus on personal and business development, active community to support each other. Over 50 modules right now that are available for business and personal development, just like this. Qualified strategic partners like Mr. Carlton that you've heard from at the top of the hour to mentor and hold you accountable. They're available to book in real time. Access to our database of contractors from different industries. You need a website built? We got you. You need a copywriter? We got you. You need a swag built for you? We got you. Whatever you could imagine, we have access to it, and we pass it on to you, meaning we might not make money from it, but it is our database. Therefore, you get our prices, you get our connections. Of course, a weekly group coaching session with an open Q&A. There's one tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I will be on it. So that is option one. Option two is an executive team access where you get to become the center of attention for 6 weeks. You get a vice president of sales, a vice president of business development, a vice president of operations, and yours truly, Ali Mehdaoui, as your executive team. A full evaluation of your day-to-day system and daily method of operation creation, exposure opportunities via our network and partners channels, such as success strategies. By the way, that success strategy, meaning after the 6 weeks, we create such a system for you that you become a company, no longer a solopreneur. A global feature in one of our 20 partners, like the Los Angeles Tribune, like the New York Weekly, like Entrepreneur Magazine. We have them all available to us, and we can get you a global feature. Some of you are involved with a company that I'm consulting for right now called Driven. And I'm pretty sure you've seen the Los Angeles Tribune articles that came out last week. There's a New York Weekly coming out soon. There's an Entrepreneur Magazine coming out. We've done that. We put them on the Think and Grow Rich event tour that's coming out in July. So you get to have the same exact opportunity as well. You get to have Ali Mehdaoui to personally work with you to design the life that you desire. Exactly what we're doing right now, but doing it with you every single day. So you may be wondering, hey, what's the price tag? 2 of them. The very first one is $47 a month, $1.50 a day. It gives you everything that I shared with you. You can go right now to iam.media, click on ME Academy, and you can enroll right on your own. The second option, you can't buy it. You actually got to set up and apply right now. There's a questionnaire in calendly.com/winwithali. And based on where you are in business, based on where you are in life, I want to make sure I can deliver. So much so that we don't take more than 6 clients at a time. Right now, we have 4 clients, one of them being a major company, and there are 3 individuals, 3 of them who are part of our community are in the executive team access. The reason I don't want to do, not that I can't, but I don't want to do more than 6 clients at a time. I want to be available every single day. I want to be truly your strategic partner throughout all of those 6 weeks to help you become the company, not just the rep or a solopreneur or a struggling entrepreneur, but truly and genuinely become that. So again, if you are ready to kind of get things going for yourself, you can go right now, iam.media, ME Academy, enroll for $47, and you have access to everything that I shared with you thus far. Or you can go to calendly.com/winwithali. Make sure you apply, fill out all the information. I will personally set up an evaluation, go over everything. Worst case scenario of that, you'll get a freebie 20-minute coaching session and kind of try to help you out. But the bottom line is we have to be in alignment. So whether you want option A or option B, I believe you have to decide. Again, remember, allowance. Don't say I really want to, but the moment you say that, you just threw everything that we just talked about for the last hour and a half in the garbage. Please, please, please make sure you make a healthy decision. I desire to achieve everything that is in front of me right now. It may be tonight, it may be tomorrow, maybe next week, but don't create a contradictive thought that immediately breaks down everything that we just thought. So iam.media, ME Academy, $47, or go to calendly.com and schedule or apply with the questionnaire, and it'll schedule you right in my calendar, and we get to have a conversation and we can have it out. All right, let me stop the spotlight in here. And first of all, let me put you all on gallery modes. If you open your camera, can I get some love? Having a blast? Was that worth your time? Good. Beautiful. Awesome.
Yes, sir.
I feel your energy, and I love each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's 2 things that I want to do, and then we're going to open it to Q&A. First and foremost, we have a gentleman in here that is actually taking advantage of the executive team. So let me spotlight him because I want him to just share with you a little bit. Mr. Derek, if you want to unmute for us, look at you in your brand new office. How you doing, boss?
I'm all right, brother. How about yourself?
Good, thank God. Hey, I got a question for you. You know me. For those of you who work with me, you already know. Hey, Derek, what do you do?
What I do is, man, I make everything available for everyday average people, man, that are looking to make it big in business, man. Small-time investors, anybody that's just looking to make a dollar turning from 15 cents.
Right on, right on. So I would love for you if you can take 30 seconds to a minute. You know, I asked you earlier if you can just share your experience, and I specifically said, hey, I don't need you to sell me or hype it up. I just need you to share your experience. You're like, brother, all I got to say is the truth. So I'd love for you if you take 30 seconds to a minute and just share with everybody your experience with the executive team access.
My experience has been great because it's done what you were speaking about mostly tonight or this evening. I pulled out a couple of books while you were speaking that I had read. There's a book, The Temple in Man, and the book, The Cube of Space. They both speak on exactly what you were talking about.
What a coincidence, huh?
Coincidence, right? And it just opened up so much, man. It made me feel great about what you guys are doing. You're making me confident in myself, gaining confidence in myself. And it's allowing me to just push myself, and people seeing the confidence in me it seems to be what attracts.
Good. Well, I'm so grateful for you, and I'm grateful that you've given us an opportunity to work with you. By the way, Mr. Pettis is going to be our special guest on your Strategic Partner show tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And look forward for a blog, podcast, and he will be featured also in one of the magazines. We just got to shop him around and see what is the best one that we can get him in. So thank you again. I appreciate you. Office looking great. You just got a brand new office too. We're so excited for you, boss.
Thanks, man.
You bet.
Thank you, guys. Thank everybody.
Right on. The second person, I don't think she's here, but she sent me a video. She is in a Bible class as we speak right now. So give me 1 second. Yeah, she sent me a video. We're only going to play a minute of that video real quick. Let's see. Share screen. Yes. And share sound. Here we go. Can we hear it? Oh, hold on.
Ali did it for me. Yep. Because I couldn't do it on my own. The things that he taught, it was phenomenal. It was mind-blowing. It was out of this world, you know, because he doesn't just help you with business, but he helps you with your personal development, because you can't have one without the other. You know, he works on you. He truly cares about you. He wants to make sure that you're good in every way. Your relationships, your family, your health, your finances, you know, everything. He wants you to be well-rounded. You know, he gives so much of himself. He's a great family man. He's a great example, you know, and he wants everyone to succeed and have success in every area of their life. He wants people to have all that they desire. You know, the I Am Academy, the things that he teaches, his style, if you just follow what he teaches, you will be golden. You will be one of the top leaders in your industry.
Right on, right on. Awesome. As always, she's amazing. So let's open it up for my peoples. Let me stop the remove spotlight, and any questions that you may have about your manifesting process, or why are you attracting the wrong, or, hey, Ali, I'm stuck here. What can I do? And by the way, if you say I'm stuck here, I'm going to correct you right away, because the world is always in motion. It doesn't stop. So talk to me. You can just unmute and we can have a conversation. And, you know, whether it's our strategic partners or our guests from all around the world. Or I'm just going to start unmuting you.
Ali, Sequoia Carlton.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.
Listen, man, that was powerful. I got a, you know, yesterday I got a preview of everything, but today seeing it all put together is amazing, brother. I knew you were going to do an amazing job. And of course, with all the different stories and examples you put into that, man, I think that some folks are probably able to make a breakthrough today just off of this information. And here's the thing. If they were able to make a breakthrough just off this 1 hour and 30 minutes with you, just imagine what would happen in the next 6 weeks with you. That is going to be bananas. So I'm just excited, man. And I look forward to really assisting you and helping you and doing whatever I can to support you, man, because again, I believe all the way in you because again, you definitely changed my life as well.
Grateful for you, brother.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, Doc.
Anybody, questions? Because if you don't have everything that you want, there's a reason in your paradigm. So I would like to help you decode whatever you feel like is not in the way. So please talk to me. This is the power of community where one person teaches everyone. And that's not me, that's you.
Ali, if you don't mind, I would like to share for a moment as well too.
Yeah, we'll go to Mr. James and then we'll go to Molly right after. Talk to me, James.
Oh, no problem, man. I'm just I want to share with everybody that's on this call right now. If you're here because you desire to have something greater going on in whatever your endeavors are. And what I can say, being in the industries that I've been in for the past 7 years, you can have multiple different coaches, but what is provided with Ali and all of the group of people that's involved in what we do here, you can't beat that at a price. I'm not going to even put a price on it, but at the lower level of $47 a month, all the coaching and the mental help that you're going to get to achieve your goals. You got to think about it. How much does it matter to you? What will you do to get to where you want to be at? And I can just share with you with a surety that by working with this, man, it's just revolutionized my thinking. Working with this team has given me so much encouragement and also helped me build my confidence up from when I was knocked down from dealing with some of the shadier people in this industry. So I just encourage you guys that if you're on this call, you're on this call for a reason. So invest in yourself and take advantage of it. You're not going to be upset if you do.
Great for you, brother. Molly, talk to me. You have a question?
Yes, I have a question. So I feel like I study a lot. I study every single day. Every day I study. And then I just get to a point where I feel like I'm stuck. And then I start feeling super frustrated. And I'll look at everything that's kind of accomplished since the last time I felt that way. And I look at it and I'm like, well, nothing's really changed.
Yeah. So first of all, thank you for being transparent and saying what it is. So notice you said a few things. The first things that you said is, I feel, right off the bat. That's not your physical body speaking. That is your inner voice, which is a good thing. You have a connection with your actual subconscious mind, right? You said, I feel stuck and I feel frustrated. So the concept of being stuck, like I've mentioned, is impossible. And I'll tell you why. The world we live in is always in motion. The house that you're in is always in motion. The water that is running is always in motion, right? That we see that. That's not the unseen. That's the seen. What's happening is you are doing the same exact activities that you've been doing for a while things are moving. They're moving in the same exact circle. That's really all there is to it. So what you need to do is to evaluate the actions that you're taking every single day. You're saying, I study every single day. Well, what does that mean? What do you study?
Oh, I study Bob Proctor. I read Think and Grow Rich. I write. I'm on day, let me see here. I write every single day. I'm on day 177 that's been consistently. I read The Secret. I read, what's that book that we're reading right now? The Power of Your Thoughts, I think. Like anytime somebody recommends a book, I instantly buy it and I'll read it. And, so
when did you start your journey?
Well, I was introduced to Bob Proctor about 2006 and I kind of utilized what he taught and kind of not. And then probably about 2.5 years ago, I got really serious about it. And I've gotten to the point where I know exactly what I want. Like to a T, I can tell you exactly what I want. My C-type goal is to be Bob Proctor's top PGI consultant, period. Perfect. The end. That's it.
Perfect.
So that's where I'm at.
So no, that's perfect. Would you say in the last 2.5 years that you've experienced certain breakthroughs, certain growth for certain milestones that you've achieved?
Yeah. I mean,
such as
just the home that we live in is better. You know, our vehicle situation is better. Our money situation is better. So I see things are happening, like things are obviously happening, you know, but
Stop it right there. Don't say,
okay.
don't give me a but.
Okay.
That's exactly the allowance. Here's, you were going so good. You were like, I see things happening. I see the house is better. The money is better. Like, you were literally going the right path. And you were about to say, but what's happening is you want the big Titanic to happen right now. My recommend, and by the way, that's human. That's called human. That's what we do. We all want it right now. My recommendation, and this is, again, me personally, segmenting. Focus on the small things first. What's happening right now is, although there are great things that are happening, you're looking for the thing you don't have instead of identifying. Remember, the responding only happens when there's pure blissful happiness, abundance, and gratitude and satisfaction for what it is that I have right now, for who I am right now. And then, of course, in coordinates with the asking being pure from inner voice, and the allowance. Don't give me no buts, no ifs. No buts in here. All right.
I know
We're all
better.
standing.
I'm
No
sorry.
buts. I know you do. But I'm just saying, like, you're definitely on the right track. It's just like, I remember what I mentioned when I talked about the allowance. We all struggle with it, including myself, because we're human. The good thing about humanity is we have so many thoughts happening in real time that we forget about the last thought that we just had. So you just have to put yourself in the habit. Do you have cable TV at the house?
Yeah.
That's gotta go, sis.
Yeah, no, I don't watch it. I don't watch it. It's very, very, very rarely that I watch it.
It's gotta go, sis.
Yeah.
If you really, really want true change, and I'm challenging you in here for a reason. Now, here's the thing. You can replace it with YouTube TV or some like streaming service, and you can still watch the shows that you enjoy watching.
Yeah, we have Netflix. That's what we have.
So whichever you have, you can still enjoy the entertainment in your life. But what you're doing is, again, you got to cleanse your environment. It's called television for a reason. The TV guide is called programming for a reason. Like, you know, it's not a coincidence. Like, it's intentional. We just talked about coincidences, right? There's one purpose: selling ads. That's all there is to it. And the ad doesn't say, are you happy? Do you have all the money in the world? Is everything perfect in your life? We have a pill that's going to make you even happier. No, the ad is like, do you have back pain? Do you struggle? And even if you say, I don't see it, even if it's behind, far, far away, I guarantee you it is registered in your mind. Just like you still remember certain things from when you were a little girl, before you were having fluent speaking abilities, you remember certain things, because I certainly do. We all do remember things from our childhood. So my recommendation, two things. Number one, you got to work on the allowance, the but, the ifs, the contradicting thoughts. When I challenge you and I push you, like, tell me about the milestones, you change your focus. Oh, I'm happy, my home, my money. Like, you started identifying what's good. Do that more often. And then you start actually gearing your body, your emotion, your mind more towards that. I did the same exact thing as early as 2 days ago. Like, literally, by the way, I don't know where you see him, Jordan Franklin. Jordan, just wave. That's my realtor that I'm talking about. That's the guy that I annoy. Did we get it? Did we get it? Did we get it? I really want it. I really want it. I really want it. Come on, tell me we got it. But what if it doesn't appraise? And I just, you just stop that, right? Like, it's human element. That's what we do as human beings. So you're not stuck. You're just not perfecting the idea, the element of allowance. And therefore it interferes with the asking process, that pure heart, and the responding process, the gratitude of what I have. So go back to those 4 elements. And I promise you, it's not easy. Like, some of you, you're going to go crazy in the next 24 hours, where you're going to be sitting there like, think positive, think positive. I do it myself. I start talking good to myself. That's not the challenge. Just create new paradigms. And how do you do that? Create new thoughts. How do you do that? Segments. Focus on the next 30 minutes. If you're on a lunch break, I don't want to think about no bills. I don't want to look at my bank account in my state, in my app. I just want to focus on this beautiful lunch in front of me right now. Live in the now, because there is no good and there is no bad. There only is. It is your perception of your paradigm that identified that you are stuck and frustrated. You're not. You're in a good place. I'll leave you with this. I used to feel bad for the person that had no shoes until I met the person that had no feet. You're doing much better than most people, my friend. You are good. All right. Thank you for your question. Yeah. Mr. Pettis, talk to me.
Hey,
I think I asked you this before, but I'm gonna ask it maybe a little bit different because of the topic from tonight. How do we go about trying to attract people that are different culturally, and just all the different ways that there are differences?
Sure. Yeah, that's a great question. So who are the people that you're looking for culturally?
I don't even know. I can't answer that.
When you write it down, you will find them. So let me ask you a question. Can you go to a destination right now in Las Vegas without an address in the GPS?
No.
I'm sure you can figure it out, right? Like somehow, some way. But if you don't know the exact address, you may end up going in the wrong highways back and forth and stop in the wrong places and find a cliff, in front of you, and you're just going to be lost. And again, feel stuck. You have to write it down and enter the coordinate of what you want in the asking process. Your brain, therefore, starts to look for that right person. See, I knew what my wife looked like before I met her. So the day that I saw her, I'm like, yo, that's her, bro. Ain't nobody saying anything to her. That's my girl. Fact. Jordan witnessed it because we went to the same high school. I asked her to marry me the first year I met her, just so you like in high school, the day I met her. So you have to be able to know for a fact, what is it that I'm looking for? Write it down, do an inventory of it, and then you start acting on it every single day. Remember, you're in the executive team process, but what we talked about, milestones, restraining forces, actions. You got to identify, who am I looking for? That's a milestone. What's the restraining force? I'm in the wrong place. I'm not talking to the right people. I'm not in the right groups, whatever it is. Action steps, start looking in the right group for the right people, communicating, so on and so forth. Who's responsible? I am. When is it due? Right now. So use that. Did I send you that document? I feel like I didn't send you that document.
You didn't send it.
You'll get it. You'll get it as soon as we're done. You'll get it as soon as you're done. But yeah, so just write it down. Write the address. You'll get to the destination, and with good music and snacks and gas in the car too. All right.
All right. Yep.
Thanks, boss.
Hey, real quick, Ali, to Corey Carlton.
Yeah.
We had a question in the chat from Lee. They asked, what are the steps to make real long-term change? I have been doing the same thing for 10 years, but want to break through.
Perfect. So start with small things, because clearly you're trying to eat an elephant with one bite. Start with smaller wins, and smaller wins create or stimulates the right thinking process. Because right now you're on the defeated side of the conversation. I've been doing this for 10 years, man. I need a breakthrough. Although you're saying it in a positive, fancy way, but what you're saying, dude, I need this thing to work. I've been doing this for 10 years. Again, wrong emotion. You're on the wrong frequency. So start segmenting small pieces. Those small pieces will create small wins for you. The small wins are going to stimulate the sense of like, man, we're on a streak in here. We're winning a little bit. And then you start going from the small little tiny things to the bigger tiny things. Don't try. Remember, the bigger the ask, the more focus you need on the 4 elements. It is not going to happen overnight if you want a big breakthrough. So start looking for the small breakthroughs. Like we talked to Molly about, hey, the house, the money, the lifestyle has gotten better. Focus more on that, and you will create more of that, of what you like. That's, the law of attraction. Whatever it of its likeness, you attract more of it. So just start focusing on small wins first. Be more grateful for it, and you'll start seeing it happening even more so for you. And that's what I did. I don't claim to know it all, but that's what I did. Nathan, talk to me, boss.
Thank you, Ali. I just wanted to say for myself personally, I've really enjoyed this call. It's really been exceptional. But I found that in the last 24 months, 12 to 24 months, the less I try to force it or do a million different things, is the easier it came. And so whatever I was seeking in my personal life, I may have had these grandiose goals and ideas. They've started to come now through me not pushing. And so my question to you, Ali, really is, it was such a blessing when I met you in the Bahamas and all these different things. But I think my question is, would you say the feeling is more important when it comes to the magnetic side of the vibration. So I'll give you an example. Tokoyo, right? It's so interesting. One of my friends and business partners, I was saying to him, when it comes to trading, for example, I was saying, look, there's specific keys to unlock your treasure chest. If you're going to, these are your 4 keys. Now, which one of those keys are you going to use? But then there's over some subset keys. And then eventually, once you turn the right lock, it will eventually open. And it's just crazy. Again, it's just crazy. What a coincidence. I come on the call tonight, and the first thing he says is about the keys. So what I've found is that I've worked less and I've made more. I know it sounds a little bit strange. I remember you used to say to me, Nathan, when it comes to your relationship, spend more time with your wife and you'll have more of a happy life.
Yep.
So my question to you, brother, is this. From a feeling standpoint, if you could go into it a little bit deeper of just letting be and letting life be, still having your goals, but letting life be, and how you can magnetize yourself when you don't stress it.
Yeah. So first of all, flat out answer, your feelings are more important than anything else. That is your guiding force. That is your cybernetics. That is your thermostat, if you will. That's how you know that you are in the right direction or you're not. And because it's easy to identify, I feel good or I feel bad. You know, let me give it to you. Like many of us in here have done network marketing in some form, shape, or capacity. When our sponsor recognizes one of our team members and we're sitting in there, we're like, this doesn't feel good. I want to be recognized too. I don't care how humble you are. There's like, is he gonna call me? 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 Is he gonna, right? So it's easy to identify a feeling itself. What I want to know is, when you said the moment I stopped forcing things started to happen. How do you feel when you stopped forcing things? Because the idea of forcing something, there's a certain amount of pressure. And when you push on something, it automatically pushes right back to you. That's just how life is, right? So a lot of people struggle with the idea of surrendering. I've surrendered a long time ago. I no longer chase the $1 million account and, you know, the $10,000 clients and all. My $1 million is my son and my daughter and my wife. And as long as we are waking up and playing hide and seek every single day, and, you know, like having those experiences, I've given up on chasing, because when you chase something, it runs away from you. When you force something like a screwdriver, eventually it'll wear out. So the idea of surrendering is not necessarily a negative thing. The idea of surrendering is like, I'm water, baby. I'm going to flow no matter what comes on. There's a rock, I'm going to go right around it. There's a wall, I'm going to splash, go and go all over it. So I believe it's a healthy thing to not force certain things. If you go back to the 4 elements we talked about and you focus on a pure heart, repetitive and honest thought process, the ask, you now are in the first step of creation. Activate, turn on the engine, put the fuel on. He's good, he's ready. Because the second step is automatic. There's no control over that. It'll happen. The third step is the allowing. So the question is, when it comes to your allowing, even your question itself contradicted itself. The moment I released and I stopped forcing, I started happening things going on and whatnot. But you hit the but. How do you, so you can go to the next level? Okay, well, do you want to release the pressure and grow more, or do you want to go backwards and like your question itself in its own essence is contradictive? Me personally, I don't want to force anything on anyone, brother. I love me. I am so grateful. I love my money, my bank account. However it is right now, it's supposed to be, because the co-creator and the creator are in alignment. I don't know the bigger picture, the divine, the universe, and all that stuff. I don't. I see what this physical body is showing me, but I have enough faith that there is good in the world. And when you have faith that there is good in the world, you're in alignment. The creator says, hey, fellas, let's give him some toys, throw some good on him, give him some salt. Yes. He's happy, he's good, right? And therefore, when you got to match that with the receiving component, which is being grateful for what you have and you are right now. I no longer go hard. Oh man, we just made $10,000. Let's go make it 100. I changed my whole philosophy on loving myself for what I am and who I am. And that's, by the way, what you've done. When you stopped forcing, you were like, man, I love me right now. I could do this all day. You know, when you have that mindset, good feeling, that's on the right frequency. So don't focus so much on what is happening on the outside. Focus so much on how it's making you feel on the inside, and that will guide you right where you need to be.
That's beautiful, bro. Thank you. I think I was saying from a standpoint of you said something about protecting your environment.
Oh yeah, right? The
circle. So even being able to walk away from things.
Yeah.
And so I think my question was, how do you amplify? So, you know what I mean? How do you amplify it? But as you said, just reach for that feeling. If it's not for you, and then everything's working out great.
Trust your gut feeling. It never lies. Sooner or later, we were right. The good person was a good person. The person we felt, I don't know. You and I know that. We went in Bahamas and we were like, man, is this a good thing? And you had a gut feeling and it came into creation. I wasn't your responsibility, but it ended up happening. It manifested into creation, right? So the bottom line is trust your feeling, man. Trust it, trust it, trust it. You are always right. Now, what you want to do is cultivate. Remember, you can control it. Driving forces, manifest, meditate, pray, put yourself in an environment, the bubble, put yourself in a bubble where there's a lot of good things that you're creating and putting good things in that bubble. And by default, anything that is not, it weeds itself out. I love it when I hear network marketing, this business model is just hard enough to weed out the people that don't want it bad enough. Well, my life is just positive enough that it weeds out the people who are negative enough. That's just how it has been. And I don't put myself in an environment where, where if I don't feel good about it, dude, like I said, man, I go to my room at 9 o'clock when there's conventions and whatnot, because I'm like, I don't feel good about this, because one wrong picture, my wife will see it on social media, or one wrong touch or bump or something like that, whether it was intentional or not, whether there's a true problem or not. I don't want subconsciously to be like, did I offend somebody? Now I am operating on the wrong frequency. My vibration is creating more of bad. And I'd rather grab my bubble and say, all right, see y'all later. I'm going to my room.
Beautiful. Thank you.
All right. Good question, man. Appreciate you.
Hey, sir, real quick. I don't want these people to feel like we forgot about them.
No. I'm good.
If you look at the Q&A down there, if you can open it up real quick, it's been sitting there for a while. She had a question, and then Molly had a question for Nathan about he said he had 2 challenges. I don't know if it was already answered or not, or she got what she was looking for.
I got them both. So let's go to Donette. Serving the community has always been my primary objective, but here comes the contradictive thought, right? But most times the system overflows and I have to neglect some transactions for others and I feel bad. Again, so you got to just pay attention. You're answering your own questions. I feel bad doing that. So my question is, how do I make them understand I can't help everyone all the time? So let's go from the end and go backwards. So first things first, you feel bad. And that bad feeling is created because you feel a sense of responsibility to other people that you just unfortunately are not going to be able to control them all. Here's what I do know. I've worked with tens of thousands of people. Last year alone and the year before, just about 12,000 people that I felt a sense of responsibility for, right? You cannot help everybody. Even in the plane, they say, put your oxygen mask on and then you can help the person next to you. If there's a fire, you got to figure out where you're going to step, because if you get burned, you're falling down and you can't help everybody else. So that's where society, your paradigm, is making you think that you're selfish if you take care of yourself. So the concept of selfishness is an actual healthy thing. Even Jesus of Nazareth himself said, let the dead take care of the dead. I got something to go take care of right now, right? He was selfish with his son because he knew there is a bigger thing that he has to take care of. And if he's in a good mindset, in a good place to go, by default, he can do so much more good. Hint, hint, wink, wink. I think he did all right 2,000 years ago, right? Like he made a little bit of an impact, I think. Now, with that being the case, I need you to do an inventory of your inner feelings. Why do you feel like you're neglecting people? What you should be saying is, I desire more help. What you should do is write it down on a little note or letter and go to whomever is a person of authority that is working with you or managing your department and communicate. Hey, just so you know, I was thinking the other day, positive, I was thinking if we can, just create a little bit of help you know, by having this person or that person assist, or, you know, if we can have a little bit more help in this department, we could do so much more good, and aligning them with your own vision. I genuinely believe if it comes across genuine and caring enough, you can actually spark a little bit of positive change. We all have done it in the past when we've gone to a leader or our bosses in the past. And I'm like, yo, can I just tell you something? You know, that garbage can that we have in the corner, it's tiny and it fills up real quick. And then all of a sudden it overflows and we have like paper and stuff everywhere. You think we can get a bigger one? I know it's a little bit of investment, but if we do, it won't be looking as bad as a mess. And then that boss says, you know what? Yeah, here's the card. Go to Home Depot and get us a bigger one. And all of a sudden you just fixed it and solved it instead of you having to clean it all the time because you feel bad that the restaurant is going to look bad. So it's just a little bit, again, of a paradigm shift. It is not your responsibility to save the world. Because the moment you think that, you are implying that the world is a bad place, that it is dying. The world is an abundant, beautiful, amazing place, and everybody has the same faculties that I have. The difference is I tapped into one of my faculties and I identified a greatness that is around me, while unfortunately, a lot of people have not identified what I'm seeing yet. Not that I'm better than anybody. I just learned some things from Bob Proctor and Joe Dispenza and Joe Vitale and so many more that invested so much in me. Now I'm passing that information on to you, and you just got to make a decision of, I will no longer hold myself responsible for other people's unwellness, because everybody is well. Because even the unwell has a little bit to do with the creation of that circumstance that they had. The person, you know that most people who beat cancer, they beat it because they convinced themselves and said to themselves, like, I got this thing, man. People who die from cancer, they die because they felt immediately, once the doctor says, looks like 6 months, they believe the doctor. You got this. I hope that answers your question, Donat. All right. And let's see. Molly, he said he had 2 challenges for me, but he only gave me 1. Can you please ask him, what was the second one, Nathan? Cheat code.
Yeah.
And the Calendly website, it's calendly.com/win with me. You're right. It shouldn't be Ali. It's win with me. Calendly.com/win with me. I apologize. Thank you, Molly. Good catch. Calendly.com/me. Beautiful. See? The greatest co-creation just happened right now. Okay. What else we got? Anybody else? Come on now. Talk to me. You got me for at least another 14 minutes. My wife said I can hang out with my friends until 9 o'clock, and then I got to go to bed.
Hey,
Talk to me, Molly.
Just a quick one. It's Augustine.
Go ahead, Augustine. Go ahead.
Yes. No, I just want to say great call. You know, learn a lot. I think personally had a few times with you privately where, you know, a few things you just mentioned on, particularly with what Nathan just said as well, that sometimes it's good to feel what is within and let things ease up, which really allows one to really fulfill its purpose and really come out of that little bubble, that, as I said, that little butt, and then really make that butt become something, because already we are living the dream, we are living the vision, we're living whatever that we want to accomplish. But oftentimes you make the outside world take away the inner world, and then we kind of get confused thinking, oh, maybe there's something we're not doing. So I just want to appreciate, you know, on touching on that. And, you know, with the 4th thing that you just mentioned about, you know, asking, attracting, and then, you know, having that inner peace. So thank you for a great.
You got it, brother. Molly, talk to me.
Okay, so what I was asking is, when you and I were talking, you said that you had 2 challenges, and one of them was to like live in the now, not 30 minutes ahead. And there was a second one, but you didn't give me the second one.
I'm trying to go back to the full conversation because this is a cappella.
Maybe it was not no cable,
well,
right?
Well, live in and now, meaning segmenting. The second one was to be grateful for what you have. The more you focus on what you already have achieved, those small wins. Yeah, that was the second one. Like, you got to focus on the small wins that you've already, like celebrate every single day that you are making more money and you have a better home and you have more opportunities for you right now. That should be your focus, because I mean, that should be like a thing that I am so happy and grateful now that I have a beautiful home with a lot of money coming in my way. With celebrate that, I'm telling you, your mindset immediately starts to focus more on the motion of what you've come thus far, and it starts to create a little bit of momentum. What you're doing is you're not allowing the next exponential level of growth, because you're saying, but I feel stuck.
Yeah, I know
And
better
then,
too. I know.
Yeah, I know you do. but
So,
yeah, but I know you do better. It comes down to accountability partner. If you have an accountability partner to remind you what I'm doing with you right now, it saves you from falling into that trap. Because as human beings, trust me, as smart as we are, we got instant amnesia. Like many of us, remember what I said at the beginning, it's going to be an impactful event for some of you, because there's time and there's timing. And for some of you, you have the time to be here, but the timing might not be right. But for others, the timing is perfect to invest this time right now. Yeah.
Okay, one more question, then I'll shut up.
Go for it. Yeah, go for it.
I always have something to say. On the Calendly win with me for you said you were looking for 6, right? We have to fill out like that form.
So no, I can only work with 6 people at a time. Right now I'm working with 4. So it's really genuinely not a fear of loss, or no, it's just the truth. I want to be able to work, like I can't work with 50 people. It's just impossible. So, but I can work with 2 or maybe even 3 more individuals, because one of them is on the last 2 weeks right now. So we can work with up to 6 individuals, because I want to be involved. I don't do okay, great, go talk to Junior over here. Like, no, I'm going to be involved every single day. Anything beyond the 2, well, obviously we can set a date on when we can initiate and start. And meanwhile, you can start with the $47.
Do I just go to the one-on-one with me paid clients? Is that what I click on?
That's for the actual paid clients themselves, but just use the I think it's a mastermind evaluation or something like that it's called. And
okay, I see it.
Yep.
30-minute mastermind strategy session.
That's it. Yep.
Okay,
and then just fill out that survey. It'll give us an idea, and then we'll go from there.
Perfect. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Any other circumstance? Any other greatness or coincidences? Has anyone have felt any breakthroughs? That's what I want to know. Anybody had any aha moments, like any whoa, this just happened to me today? I'd love if anybody can share. Hi, Joey. Thank you for joining us. I see you seeing me. Hey, Laurie, talk to me.
Hey, I just want to tell you I love frog legs. I didn't answer earlier, but when I was a kid, my brother and I used to go to the gravel pit, and we would take our frying pan and a little butter and a little salt, and we would gig the frogs, take our knife, and we would fry them up right down there at the gravel pit. We'd make a little fire. So, yeah.
That's awesome.
Don't say no to trying them. They're great.
No.
They're not very good though.
I believe we should try it all.
Like they have farmed fish. They're not so great.
No, I got you. Listen,
they're great.
If I make it to your town, I'll try some.
Yeah. Well, that was in Michigan. I'm in Florida now. But I do have a question for you, Ali. Through sitting all this, I'm going, I don't know that I have anything that I want more. And is there something wrong with that? Like, I just live in such a place of gratitude.
You're in a mecca of.
I don't know. Do I want to dream bigger? Is there something?
No, you don't have to. Again, as long as you are in alignment, see what you don't understand, you are already manifesting it, because it's not your physical body that's saying, I want more. Your inner self is such in peace, is such in greatness, that you continue to have all the things that you want without actually asking for it. See, he or she who says, I am so happy and healthy, continues to be happy and healthy. He or she who says, man, I need to lose weight, keeps on gaining it. That's unfortunately how it works, right? So you have mastered one of the 4 elements, which is the receiving part. See, the asking, remember, it's not audible. The asking is from pure inner self. So you may be just waking up in the morning, like thinking about, it'd be nice if I can go on a vacation, not audibly speaking it, but just the thought.
Yeah.
And because you've mastered the receiving part, which is so abundantly happy where you are, there is no struggle with the allowing. And because the response is automatic, you are in such beautiful place. Stay there, my friend.
Yeah.
Just enjoy the ride.
Good.
Yeah.
Just good.
Good stuff.
Thanks.
Beautiful. Anybody else?
Hey, sir, real quick. Lee said, is this recorded? My wife unfortunately missed this.
Yes, it is recorded. And for our paying members, I broadcasted it inside the group. You're welcome. And for everybody who registered and did not make it, they're going to get an email with this recorded.
Hey, Ali.
Yes, sir.
Really quick.
No. You got to introduce yourself. By the way, this is my $1 million realtor, Mr. Jordan Franklin. Say what's up to everybody. You don't just jump in and say it real quick. Tell everybody who you are and what you do.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ali's $1 million realtor, Jordan Franklin.
Now you can go with your question.
All right. So, of course, this is in the movie, The Secret. Bob Proctor touched on this also. Something that I've come into a revelation with regards to manifesting that I felt that I was always missing, and I want you to kind of expound on, is the emotions. Manifesting, but feeling it. Can you expound on that? Just the importance of actually feeling what you're manifesting.
Yeah. So again, the good news is that it's easy for us to identify a good feeling and a bad feeling. The question is, are you creating more opportunities for you to have a good feeling? And a good feeling, unfortunately, if your paradigm is in a wrong place, some of us are looking for the fancy car and the fancy house and, you know, like the beautiful spouse and all perfect, and in a social media digital space. And unfortunately, it's in our face all day long. All you see is the beauty and the six packs and the Bugattis. And it's like, man, why can't I have that? Right? It's subconscious. You might not audibly say it, but you're automatically going in there. So what you would want to do is create more opportunities for your feelings to be on the right side of the frequency, because the asking automatically is going to happen if you're in a happy place. Put it like this, man. I know myself, right? When it's a good day, weekend, weather is beautiful, I don't even have to look at my wife. I am in the car and I'm going to get ice cream because it felt like an ice cream day. And my subconscious stomach, not my mind, said, go get some ice cream, right? So you just have to create more opportunities for that good feeling. The problem with that is, well, not problem, but the challenge that many have is we're putting ourselves again in the wrong bubble with the wrong people, or in the wrong house, or in the wrong environment. And therefore we allow their own energy, their own, whatever it is, create the wrong feelings. Jordan, you remember that the last house we went to see, the one in Montclair, there was a realtor that was walking in and he like tried to rub me off the wrong way. And I just like, hey man, I see you around. I just kept smiling. Like, this guy was just mean. I just kept it smiling, kept on, like, I cannot allow somebody to take anything away from my happiness tank. My happiness tank is so overflowing with joy, man. You're going to smile just by walking by me. That's what happens naturally. So yes, on feelings, but you cannot hide them either. Like, sometimes we try to hide the bad feelings that we have. You just can't. It's always going to be there. It's like hiding needles under your stomach and saying like, oh, it doesn't exist. It's still going to hurt. So just do your very best to create more opportunities of those good feelings. So again, it comes back to what? Doing an inventory, a piece of paper and pen. What makes me happy? Elizabeth Cousins, which we talked about earlier, the very first session she and I have had was, we took a piece of paper and I put a line in the middle. And I was like, on the left side, I want you to write all those things that you feel bad about, that you hate, whatever it is, just put it in there. Put it in, just drop it all there. On the right side, I want you to write everything that you desire. And I want you to dream big, whatever comes to mind, the jet, the life, the spouse, describe it and write it all in there. And she did. Once she was done, I said, now rip it in half. And I said, rip the negative. I don't even want to read it. That doesn't exist. We didn't even give it any time. Because she was thinking we were going to go and try to fix everything. Dude, we threw it out. I was like, I'm not even going to read that. And now we're just focusing on the good side. And the whole session, smiles, 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 good feeling, good feeling, good feeling, which did what? It stimulated the right emotion, energy in motion. She came back the next day like, oh my God, here's what happened. And she was just so animated and excited. And the transformation has occurred. So don't focus on the bad feeling. Don't ignore it either. A bad feeling is just an opportunity to, engine light is on, something is off. focus on how can I create a brand new thought, which will create a brand new idea, which will create a brand new belief system, and it becomes a brand new habit. I hope that answers your question. Sweet. Let's see. Loved your presentation, Ali. Thanks. Oh, Teresa. Teresa is my other $1 million realtor. She's working with our buyer while Jordan is, yeah. All right, cool. I'm so glad you made it. Coincidence, right? Cool stuff. Anybody else? Any final questions? Any final interactions? Because you all know, if any of you text me afterwards and say, Ali, just one more question, I'm going to cuss you out. No, I won't. You know me, I'm too nice for that. But you all do it all the time. I say anything else. And then when we drop from the Zoom, I get the text message, just another question. Once it's wifey time, it's wifey time. All right, let's see. Answered question. Thank you. All right. Well, listen, it is just about the top of the hour. I pray to God that you've gotten more than enough information, that you've created a breakthrough for yourself right here and right now. Make a decision. Happiness is a choice. It isn't a circumstance. I choose to be happy. See, happiness is when things are going cray-cray and I'm still going to put a smile on because I'm grateful for what I have right now. I used to be suicidal when I was 19 years old. I attempted suicide because I hated everything and everyone and I thought it was all bad. But the moment I identified, like, bro, like, what is up with you, man? You're walking, you're running, you got money in your pocket, you got a roof above your head, you're eating, you're doing much better than when you were in Morocco, in a third world country. And that's when the shift started to happen. So make a decision tonight, work on the allowing. Many of you are going to take advantage tonight and you're going to make the right decisions. Whether we do business or not is secondary to me. But I'm hopeful that you've seen enough of value that we started something tonight that is worth at least $1.50 a day for you. For some of you, you are already where you feel like you're making breakthroughs every day and you need to elevate to the next level. I'd love the opportunity to work with you and get you to where I'm feeling right now. See, not where I am, where I'm doing, but where I'm feeling right now. So make the right decision for yourself. Again, just one last time, because we butchered the link earlier, and that's my apology. For those of you, iam.media, and click on ME Academy and you can enroll. There is literally modules available right now. You'll be in the group right away. And then calendly.com/win with me, and you get to apply. I can only work with 2 more, at least for another 2 weeks. We can add 1 more, and then everybody else is going to be on the wait list. So thank you. I appreciate you. I love you more than you know. And I say that a lot of people usually feel awkward when they hear that. There's a lot of people who hate for no reason. I want to love for no reason. So I love you more than you even know. Thank you all. And I look forward to talking to you all soon. Thanks again. Have a blessed night, everybody.